those who don't know me, my name is Nat or Natalie. I'm a freelance presenter and journalist, and I'm really excited to be co-hosting with you guys tonight.
We're excited to have you here.
Excited to have you, man. Thank you for coming on.
No problem.
Man. What's been going on this week?
Even before that, man. So Nat, just tell us a little bit about yourself. Obviously, we don't want to copy other people's formats, but I feel like, just so that people can kind of understand your vibe and the commentary you're going to be giving throughout the show.
Right.
Just tell them a little bit about yourself, what you're into, your interests, your hobbies, just who's Nat? What is Nat?
Okay, so Nat, I would describe myself. Yeah. Do you know what? I would say I'm the more serious, mature person. I come with the facts, I come with the figures, because if you spend almost 20 years of studying, and the subject that I've studied is journalism, so I'm all about the facts and figures, so I'm not about gossip, I'm about gossip with facts, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Statistics.
Yeah, you know about that. You know about that. So I've been in the industry for a bit now, and what I've noticed is there's always something going on every single day. There's something.
The world doesn't sleep, man.
As you do. No, it's true.
It doesn't sleep, man. When you're asleep, someone else is awake in another
exactly.
time zone.
It's always 6 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly that. So do you know what? It's just about keeping on top of things, and I love to do that. I love to keep on top of news, whether it's good, whether it's bad. I just like to keep on know of what's going on.
So if someone came across you now and said, okay, you know what, this is Nat. She's told us she's a freelance journalist.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So from my understanding, there are different types of journalists that follow different paths or cover different things.
Yes.
If you had to quantify your journalism or what knowledge or information people could gain from your journalism, how would you quantify that?
That's a very good question. Very good question.
This is what we do.
I would say because I'm based in entertainment.
And don't be shy. We're unfiltered, undiluted. They can't smack you.
No problem.
They don't know where your house is.
Do you know what? I feel like people have become very lazy when it comes to reporting on the news. It's a lot of gossip and he say, she say. And I don't want to be like that person. I don't want to be that person where because I hear something, then I report on it. If I don't have facts on it, then I won't report it. So I'm all about finding facts or finding a source that's actually relevant and credible as well, and reporting on that, because I'm just thinking if I was on the other side and someone's spreading rumors about me, I wouldn't like that at all. I'm sure you guys wouldn't like that either. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
But you know what? I think the factor that we need to mitigate here is that, which is interesting because it's part of the topics I've got to come up to speak about, is it's all well and good having that principle. And I've always argued the case that most people in their initial stages of whatever they're interested in are principled. Yeah. But when you get there, you meet something else.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's like, okay, I have these principles, but these principles will not succeed because it's like,
look at Sky News.
If you hold a pencil now, trying to fight somebody who's holding a samurai, it's only going to end one way. So it's either you accept defeat, or you get a samurai and you fight the fight on ground. So I think because even with this show, we kind of discovered that you have your base and you have your audience. Yeah, they will dictate to you. Yeah, so sometimes even if you don't, it's not really your thing. Yeah, you need to dabble into it. So I think the question I'm trying to pose to you is do you find, given what you just explained about how you report, that sometimes you need to stray or you foray into areas that, given your own chance, you wouldn't necessarily do that?
It's hard.
And if so, give an example.
Do you know what? It's hard because I feel like you can't always be good at what you do. Like, you want to be the good person. You don't want to, of course, start rumors that's not true. Yeah. But there's going to be one point where you're going to have to. There's going to be a job where they say, okay, you have to report on this. You can't say them, well, is it true or not? You're paid to do what you need to do. True. Do you know what I mean? So it's like going from back and forth, sticking with morals or sticking with not. Yeah. It is a hard one. So I guess that's why I just freelance, because it's like, I'm my own boss. I can do what I want. And
I like that. Yeah, girl power,
why
man.
Not?
Yeah, why not?
She's in the studio with the pink hair, guys.
Yes.
She's here with the Nicki Minaj hair. No, she's here with the Nat cameo hair.
Hey,
obviously,
you know about that.
What kind of point?
What was reported was that she'd lost her appeal to compete. In was she a 200 meters runner, I think.
Right.
Sprinter. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know whether that's a sprint or
I don't know.
or a marathon.
That's not like a marathon. To me, that's a marathon. That's a long jog.
So 200. So based on the fact that she's got naturally higher testosterone levels than other women.
Yes.
But hold on, just okay, go on, because I don't understand the whole what. I mean,
what even brought them to go and to go and find that out?
Let me let you land.
Yeah. So
okay, cool.
What the controversy is that fact basically that she's got more testosterone than other women, and the women feel like it's unfair that she's naturally.
Can I just caveat
stronger than them?
Because I was speaking with my sister today, and she pointed out because Laura Sharp or Linda Sharp or Becky, we'll call her, from Great Britain.
Right.
Apparently, in one race, I think I saw the race. You've come out, and you're crying those your salty
Oh
tears.
yeah! Oh my God!
Listen, you finished.
When did she finish?
No, in 6th place. So even if you take out Semenya,
fighting for 6th place.
If you take out, listen, that's not even a fight.
I mean for 5th
That's
place.
a light shove. Like you're out of it. You know when they say you were swallowed up and spat out the back. When the race got going, you were left behind.
Bro.
Listen, you came 6th. So let's do some maths.
Right.
As my sister said, even if you take out Semenya, that means you're 5th place.
It's true.
You weren't even
Simple maths, bro. It's quick maths.
I
Words
agree,
of Michael
I agree.
Dapper.
Like where quick maths. You weren't even 2nd. You weren't 3rd. You said, you see this more because what I was trying to understand now. I did actually highlight the topic, but I was discussing with my sister. And she was breaking down the whole, because I wasn't actually aware that she was intersex, or I think that's the politically correct term.
Oh,
But she's not intersex.
She's intersex.
She just has a high level of testosterone.
No,
Everything
apparently,
is still
but
there.
like I said, this is why I didn't necessarily pick it myself because I said I have to go and do the research.
Okay.
But the narrative is, as I've been made to understand, is that I don't know if this is politically correct. She was a hermaphrodite, so you get XX and XY, so you're a woman and man.
Right.
Then your parents now determine what are you.
Right.
But then there's the whole argument of testosterone or not testosterone. But
she's
the underlying.
what they say is she's hyperandrogenic.
Hey, what the who?
Hyperandrogenic.
These are you
She has
with
much
the
higher
English.
level of testosterone than most women. That's all it is.
But you know what my thing
I don't think it's
the
intersex.
reality of the situation is, let's just take it to the man. What is being scrutinized here is black femininity.
That's
100%.
I agree with that.
100%. Because what? Didn't Serena
Because
Williams
God
get the
bless you,
same
I was
treatment?
gonna say get or get in. They drug test Serena Williams more than any athlete.
I heard about that. It's true.
Because when did they even? What even made them go and test this woman for testosterone levels? Like,
But
what is there?
Think about it. They
Steroids
did the same thing to Usain Bolt. They tested him more than any other athlete because of his achievements.
prowess,
They're thinking, is this real? Is this natural? Do you know what I mean?
Are they still testing Michael Phelps?
Trolling, because obviously straight from concentrate needs to take off. And I came across a post on one of these big blogs. I can't remember what it's called. Obviously I can, but no free promo.
You mean the Shade Room, right?
No, I don't know what you.
Okay.
But basically, the post was a job advertisement.
Right.
And it was all these specifications for all this high level position and all the rest of the malarkey.
Oh yeah.
But they have
The
actually
LinkedIn
specified there that Caucasian preferably or Caucasian.
No, you're
preferably
lying. You're lying.
Caucasian.
No, it was there.
You're
in
lying.
black
It
and
was
white.
there, 100%, 100%. It was there.
No
still.
way.
Yes.
Oh my
It was
God.
there.
Yes, way.
Now, what I wanted to pull out from this is two things.
Okay.
Number one, is there even any shock factor in the fact that such an advert was put out? Number two, taking everyone's opinions in the room, what is your opinion on such a job advert coming to light, specifically specifying Caucasian preferred or Caucasian preferably? Now, let's see what you've got to say on that.
I can't
And
believe that.
it is a real advert, so
No,
it's
it's
real.
a real one
Are
still.
you, what? I'm just thinking.
check our story after the show. We're gonna post it up. It was definitely.
Oh my gosh! I feel like that's just wrong. It's wrong. I mean, you would think people are moving past this whole color thing. Do you know what I mean?
But
It's redundant
why
right
would
now.
you think that? Nothing has changed. Hashtag Theresa May. Nothing has changed.
No, you're right. It's true.
I definitely think it's a racial thing, because
I like it, by the way.
Do you know what it is? I feel like people are becoming more confident in expressing that.
That's Brexit.
So that's Brexit. Like, preference.
I agree.
And in expressing like their preference now, like racism.
Yeah.
They're trying to
Not their preference,
minimize.
more like expressing
No,
their
they're trying
prejudice.
to minimize the severity of racism,
Right.
basically.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, true.
So,
Yeah.
so like by saying, "Oh, I don't like black people. I don't go for black people.
Right.
It's my preference. Don't question me on
Yeah.
it." Basically,
Yeah.
in a normal ad where I feel like the background would matter or would count, it would be one where if a foreign language speaker.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody can speak English.
It's true, yeah.
Bro.
Looking for
There's English and there's English.
Two types of English.
There's more than two. There's 22 times two.
Being Caucasian
right.
isn't really a
but
specification.
It's about.
It's not a criteria.
Everyone knows me, Sancho Sensei. Get me on the gram and on the Twitter.
Yeah.
07999811569 if you want to call in. By the way, I deal on precedent and I'm pragmatic. I don't like it, but I love it. Does that make sense? That sounds like a McDonald's advert. I'm loving it. Listen, I don't like it, but I love it.
I agree with you. I feel like I'm just hoping that things do get better. I feel like because now there is a lot of culture and there's a lot of people and we're around different cultures, so I feel like this generation in general, I feel like it's gonna get better. So I disagree with you what you said. I feel like this generation will get better. I feel like it would, because we're used to seeing different people.
I
and
disagree.
You disagree? Why not?
Listen,
you live in London.
I said something.
We live in London.
You live in London.
Yeah, I mean, fair
We all
enough.
live in London.
Fair enough if you live somewhere else.
London is a bubble. It's not a realistic representation of United.
Okay.
And first and foremost, let me just caveat something with you.
Okay.
You see one thing about me,
right?
Sancho Sensei.
Self-proclaimed.
Oh my God.
Self-proclaimed, self-made. I'm a pragmatist. Do you understand? I look at things pragmatically.
Right.
Don't come and bullshit me about things will change because of our generation and because we've got some type of fucking sense that no one else.
Hope is the biggest
Forget about hope.
now. No, it is.
Excuse me. Forget about hope.
Right.
Let me land. I'm at 20,000 feet. I'm coming down. Excuse me.
Okay.
Is it yesterday or the day before or last week that black people showed up? Or Asian people, or Pakistanis, or Indians. Different types of people have existed since the beginning of time. Nothing is going to get better because people don't like people who don't look like them.
That's 100% though.
Okay, I do agree with that.
Things will not get better in terms of changing that mindset because it's probably going to be at the core of people, whatever. But things can get better in the sense of common sense. You're in Europe, I'm in Africa, you're in Asia.
Right.
Everybody mind their business.
If
you grow potatoes and slags in your continent, grow your potatoes and slags and leave the oil and the rest of it and the diamonds for us. Shout out Congo.
Bro,
DRC,
it's hard to say. It's
Hey,
easy to say that though, but look at this for example.
I've gingered Ken.
In school, listen, in school, I went to school in Ireland, so predominantly.
You went to school in Ireland?
Yeah, that's what I was raised in Ireland.
Okay.
So
I was
in Ireland,
in Britain.
in Ireland,
England.
we'd come into school
Right.
with trims like this.
Yeah.
And they'll be asking, how did your hair get like this?
Oh, here we go.
I used clippers. And I'll be, what are clippers? And it's like, you have to train these people, these things at such a young age.
Man said you have to train
you have to teach them what these things are.
Right.
And it's like, if these people are growing up not seeing certain things and only seeing a certain type of things, they're gonna grow up that way. And it's so hard. And that the common sense that you have will not be the common sense that they have.
Right. I mean, think about it this way, because I travel, right? So I went to Japan recently.
Yeah.
And konnichiwa, yes.
Is that even?
No, it is. It means hello in Japanese.
I thought it was Chinese.
No,
you see.
Ni hao. That's it.
Ni hao.
Yeah.
And basically,
he votes conservative with saying stuff like that. Theresa May, you got to support.
And over there, we obviously know that there's not a lot of diversity.
I heard that if you're black and you go to them places, they start asking for pictures and stuff.
They do, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what the point I was going to get onto. They did ask for pictures and stuff. So, obviously, I didn't take it as offense, but it's more like they were curious because not a lot of black people travel to Japan, right?
Yeah, but I'm not a monument. I'm not the London Eye.
Oh, bro, pay me my coins if you're gonna ask me for pictures.
My agent's gonna flip. You need to pay, man.
Pay me, bro.
But because you need to think about some of these countries, not a lot of different cultures go to there. So let's say, for example, because obviously I went to Japan.
There's Nigerians everywhere, just to be clear.
There is Nigerians
everywhere.
There is.
Even in Congo.
Well, I don't know. I haven't been.
In Congo.
Let's go.
Right, and a lot of you, and even some countries in Europe, they would see black people as amazing because I went to Tenerife actually with my sisters, and they were like saying, "Oh, chocolate girls," and I went to Morocco as well. They were saying Janet Jackson.
Trivia question.
So I mean,
trivia question. Where haven't you been?
I've been
Swindon, where they heavily voted to leave the EU.
Scotland.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to a few places. Not gonna lie, I've been to a few places.
For me now,
yeah,
I can call you chocolate girl, and no one can't say something. If I see somebody who is not black referring to you as that, as a black, I'm going to take offense to this because
I'm not though, because it's not coming from a place of maliciousness.
No, this is where you make the mistake.
Okay,
straight from concentrate.
Okay,
Sancho Sensei.
Okay,
host. Permanent.
Wow.
Essentially, it's not good to assume. When you assume, as my wife and kids taught us, you make an ass out of you and me. Shout out Michael Kyle.
I learned that in school.
I want to be like Michael Kyle when I grow up. I want to run my house exactly like Michael Kyle. Frustrate my wife and my kids exactly like that guy.
All right.
But don't assume that.
Okay. Tell me why. Tell me why.
Why I say tell you why is because everybody, to some extent, has a level of political correctness.
Okay.
I say that because, just giving an example, these views are my own, not straight from concentrate, and it's just purely hypothetical.
Okay.
If I don't like black pens, for instance, but to say you don't like black pens publicly is distasteful to the extent that even people who look like you will reject you because you've proclaimed it outwardly. Do you understand? So let me land. What I'm essentially saying is, you can have the prejudice without necessarily proclaiming it. So when I'm talking about terminology, you are a woman.
Okay.
Forget color, forget country. First and foremost, you're a woman. You have feminine attributes. When with all of that and with where you could come from and what all your backstory and her story could be, and somebody can reduce you to just chocolate girl as a different background. No, listen.
But this person doesn't know you from Adam, so she's not gonna come and give you
Can you just walk up to a white person and say, "Oh, milky woman"?
Some people can.
No, you can't.
I mean,
some people do.
I do agree. I do agree with that point.
And you got to think about it as well. These are people from different countries, so.
My point exactly. Yeah.
Their English wouldn't even be all of that. I know what you're trying to say, bro, but we can't. Like you said, you can't assume.
What this is about? We can't assume. This is what starts getting me mad. Why? But forget that.
What do you guys think about spoilers when people watch a film and then they tweet about it the same day? What do you think about that?
What do you think about feminists?
Ooh.
Whoa.
Okay, you took it there. Feminist. I think it's good.
There's a lady on the show. We have to just take it there.
To be honest, I think it's good. I feel like if you are for women, it's good. There's nothing negative about being a feminist, to be honest with you. As long as you're not. I don't
agree with that.
No, but as long as you're not downgrading the man, then I think there's nothing bad about it. You don't agree with me? You don't agree? You don't agree?
I have to make a sound effect.
Oh my god!
The sound effect was necessary because I'm Marvel. You understand? If that was a movie, there would have been a sound effect.
No,
that's like the time. If I was Iron Man, I would have just blasted that. I mean, come on.
I mean. Yeah,
that was like such a glossing over. Such a nice presentation.
It was.
She's treading. But you're a female.
Are you familiar with feminism?
I like how we just flipped it here.
Are you a feminist?
Do you identify with feminism?
That's actually a very good question.
Of course it is. This is what we do.
I mean, I feel like if you are a woman and you're not a feminist, then there's something wrong with you.
Why?
Because I feel like you should be
this phone's gonna ring.
Oh, I know. I feel like you should be about women's rights, but I feel like you just because you're a feminist, it doesn't mean you have to downgrade a man and say like, oh, a man is doing this and doing that, and do you know what I mean? We're all equal at the end of the day. Yeah, we're all doing something, and we all contribute to different things. So
but a lot of feminists or a lot of people generally, and even I share some of the sentiments, would argue that you can say that, but is a woman really equal to a man? You have a patriarchal society.
Ooh, okay.
So you have to factor that into the equation. It's all well and good saying that.
Yeah.
So I can't say I won't say your feminism that downgrades a man.
Right.
If a man is exhibiting behavior that warrants him to be downgraded, so be it. But likewise, if a female is exhibiting behavior that warrants her to be downgraded, so be it. We had this conversation on the way in the car, and it's like, these are the elements that I struggle with when I look at it, because it's like, whatever you might think about my commentary, I'm for female empowerment. I'm even just to test. You know, when people brag too much, you have to test them.
Right.
Okay, guys have been doing it since. They've been in power. They've been in government control, whatever. Yeah. They've been messing up
since the beginning of time.
Women are saying they know what they're doing.
Yes.
Even though we've seen what you guys perform when there's too many of them in the same place.
Right.
When you start manifesting.
Yeah.
So you know what? Just on the sake of argument.
Okay.
Let's give them the power and see. Shout out A Bougie.
Oh.
A Bougie. Listen, Abigail. I told you.
The phone rang.
There's someone on the phone right now.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, what's going on?
Hello.
Who are we speaking to?
Naomi.
Who?
Naomi.
How you doing, Naomi?
Hello.
Is that a code name or is that your name?
Is that your name?
Sounds a bit sassy. Is that Campbell? Naomi Campbell. Because I need some money.
What can we do for you?
How can we help?
No, I just wanted to speak on the feminism that you guys are talking about.
Okay.
And I just wanted to say that I feel like people are not aware that there's like different types of feminism.
Of course there is.
Yes.
Toxic, a lot of it.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
That's not true.
No, but
Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like some people forget that, and they're not like, when they say feminism, we need to know like what type of feminism you're talking about.
Yes.
Because if a white woman was to talk about feminism, it's like, are you being inclusive or are you talking about white women sort of thing?
Yeah.
And,
That's true. I agree with that.
I
Yeah.
feel like, well, for me, I would consider myself a feminist because I want like women's rights for all women of color and non-women of color.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like men should be feminists as well, and if men are
men should be what?
Men should be feminists.
I think men
can
should
I ask you a question?
Men should be
feminists.
sympathetic.
So can I ask you a question? So if I was to ask you for the what the definition of feminism is, the outright definition of feminism, what would you how would you answer that question?
This is
What
Naomi,
would you tell me?
ladies and gentlemen?
Because I'm not going to accept that there's so many different types of feminism. What is the foundation of feminism?
Well, for me, I think just the main foundation is just equality in terms of money, like money equality, social equality.
Opening up a can of worms.
Naomi,
you're opening up a can of worms. Naomi, you're opening up a can of worms. You're getting me triggered.
Oh gosh. Okay.
No, I don't agree. But go ahead. Let me let you land because customers always right.
I've landed. I want to know what you think as well.
You see, hold on. So what you just said in terms of equality and everything, straight away I have to reject it. I send it out. I don't accept that because I made a joke just now. I said, okay, all forms of it are toxic. Of course, it's not. But you see, the reality of the situation is it's not just a battle of equality. And that's the honesty, because as human beings, forget about your personal or whatever you want to put into the equation. As humans, just as humans, you always seek to have the advantage, to gain the upper hand.
Yeah.
This is just human instinct. So this is not a battle of equality. You
This
understand?
is just wanting to get the upper hand.
What happens? No, hold on. What we call this is presenteeism.
Oh, 100%.
Yes. So what it is I'm gonna frame this movement as feminism, for female movement, for free tampons and all the rest of it. But what it really is something more insidious. I'm not saying for all of it. The point I'm essentially trying to bring out here is, look, some of these movements, they get toxic, whether on the female side or the male side. If I look at feminism, it's like, if you ask me my definition of feminism, for me, I would just quantify it simply in 2 words: female empowerment. For me, because I don't know what shape that's going to take. Whether that means we're going to start having more prime ministers or more world leaders or more females in higher places, I don't know. It's about female empowerment. What feminism isn't, and what I will not accept, and when we will now tell you it's toxic femininity, is when you now start perpetuating some garbage, some recyclable trash, some nonsensical
But I
nonsense.
feel like through time, sorry, just to cut you off, but I feel like it's the word, like, feminism has changed through time. Like, back in the day, when we talk about feminism, like, for example, the suffragettes and suffragettes, stuff like that, I feel like that's feminism but it's been changed, like the way people perceive feminism and the way men
because
have,
it's femi politics.
men have perceived feminism. They've changed it as well.
It's femi politics. It's femi politics. Feminism is a weapon. Hashtag Me Too is a weapon. Let's call a spade a spade. Black Lives Matter is a weapon. Every movement essentially that grows to this level in its grassroots or in its generation or in its genesis was pure.
Yeah.
But once it gains clout, once it gains influence, it will be diluted.
Yeah, and then
there are some
everyone
people.
will
Okay,
have
look at it like this, and this is what we
take
said.
on it.
If you've been listening to us or you've been following our show from August last year when we started, I've always said I'm for female empowerment. But one thing I've always asked, especially in the wake of the Harvey Weinstein issue, was accountability or a agreed accountability, you understand? Because I was not comfortable with the fact that a man could have an established career or have established himself as somebody, and one woman can just stroll up in the blink of an eye and just say, you know what, this guy raped me, and destroy him. Because let's call a spade a spade. Even if the accusation gets deemed to be false, there are some names you don't want to be known as.
Exactly.
Even when they say that this woman lied, the day you offend somebody in the pub, they'll call you a rapist. The day you offend your mother-in-law, she's gonna call you a rapist. The day your son grows up and can start talking, rapist is what they're gonna call you.
Oh, fucking no.
So essentially, even though you've been acquitted, there are some tags or some accusations that you don't want. That's why racism, just to digress, is so insidious. Because it exists, but nobody wants to be known as. We're all in awe, we've all seen, and we all appreciated Beyonce's Homecoming.
Oh, I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
No, okay, let me land.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't even end up going
land and then
watch it
You're gonna make the phone
after last week.
Okay, land and then I'll talk
listen,
about it. Yeah.
Where I come from and what I'm for, I know why I say I appreciate it and the significance of it. We can talk about that back and forth. That's not a problem.
Okay.
That wasn't really the issue. That was just a segue. A segue into Taylor Swift. Let me move my mic.
Yes.
What?
It's gonna get serious.
What in the pounded yam and spinach stew is going on there? Not even. Oh my God.
Oh, is she playing that?
She's worse than Kim Kardashian.
Oh, you think so? You think so?
How do you come on the was it the Billboard?
Billboard, yes.
And literally duplicate even the way you came out, like you
the vim of the walking.
What vim?
The hips.
Like literally, it's the effrontery, the cheek. Of, you didn't even try to camouflage it. And the worst thing is no pepper.
Oh yeah.
No Maggi.
She forgot the vital ingredient.
You don't have the culture. You can only be what you can see. And that what you see is not what you did.
But the thing is, do you think Beyonce took offense to that though? She might be okay with it.
You don't understand.
That's the
no.
Beyonce's done her own thing.
Beyonce knows Carter is just way too damn clear to think about this.
Exactly.
She's way too clear.
What
do you literally think she's gonna see that Beyonce is giggling?
True.
Giggling.
The amount of work this woman put into her own thing. Did Taylor Swift even put any effort into it?
I doubt it.
What did she even do it herself? She just got there and she had people do everything for her.
When you look at Beyonce, that's what I said. If Beyonce has a concert, I'll back her concert. I don't care what.
I would
thinks.
Too.
Because it wasn't a Taylor Swift concert, was it?
No.
Exactly, it was on the performance.
If you watch the Homecoming. You see, listen, forget about whatever you think, whether she can sing or dance or whatever. The dedication and the commitment to the practice, the training. Listen, man, you can only be successful with that level of dedication.
Exactly.
What I respect in her is her ethic.
Yeah.
100%.
Forget what you think about her art, whether she's good or she's not good, or she sings this or she sings that.
Yeah.
Her ethic.
I agree with that.
You must respect this.
I do agree with that.
Even in every bad situation, there's even still something good to pick. So I look at everything like, okay, forget whatever I think is negative about this thing or that person.
Yes.
What can I pull from it?
Yeah.
You know? Or what do you think? Like doing something like that is cheeky and this is what we're essentially talking about. But there's a lot of things and a lot of topics and conversations that people are not ready or not willing to have. But when we're seeing things like this, it's like over time things change, and I feel like it's cyclic.
Right.
Okay.
You know, you have a catastrophic event, civilization rebuilds itself, it progresses, but over what is carrying baggage, ultimately resulting in another catastrophe, and then you start again.
Yeah.
when I say that, what I mean is that you're now in a time where all these things that were going 10, 15 years ago that couldn't really be challenged. And this is why I say social media was pivotal.
Yeah,
it changed the landscape.
1,000%. I keep saying 100%.
Social media changed the landscape. We don't need to grovel or to get exposure now. We can go direct to our consumer. Even before you say you want to take something down or censor it, how much people have seen it. So social media really changed the game. When you quantify it, in those terms.
It did. I think it raised some very important issues as well. I feel like we can talk about race now, and it's not going to be like, oh my gosh, you're talking about race.
But
do you know what I mean?
I won't say we're talking about race.
Right.
But what we're doing right now is we're talking about race.
Okay.
We're talking about people who talk about race as well.
Right. You know what I mean? What it is we're understanding, and this is what I was going to say about societal change.
Yeah.
It's getting to a point where people that are in existence now that have been a second generation, gone through your system, it's like, even if you did this to the generation before us, you can't just do this to us like that. And that's what everyone's on. Everyone's protecting their rights now.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying is you can never have equality because everybody will have their personal
exactly. That's why the social media is dangerous as well.
What you need to have is a mutual respect. I need to be able to say as a black person, I respect the rights of a Turkish person, of a white person, of an Asian person.
Right.
What we need to have as a mutual respect is your rights or my rights or our wants or desires should not aggressively or forcefully encroach on each other's boundaries.
But even that as well is still.
I'm not saying it's possible. I'm just saying
very, very difficult because.
I'm not saying that's what. I'm just saying that's what it should be.
Yeah, 100%.
To achieve.
I do.
But in an ideal world.
Yeah. Yeah.
The world we live in ain't ideal though.
Is it? Is it ideal?
The world we live in.
Exactly. I don't think it's ideal.
Well,
it's going to be a topic that we're going to be talking about for hundreds of years.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, not really, because it's a construct. You see, one thing that makes me laugh about life. Okay. It's as complicated as you make it. What makes life complicated is and that's why I say why there can't be equality. It's the millions of different types of ideologies and thoughts and beliefs.
But do you know what forms these though? It's always just trying to solve a problem. You see, like when man figured out fire, they figured out we could use fire to cook, use fire for heat.
Right.
Then there were just fires everywhere, so they had to come up with the fire extinguisher.
Right.
And you see this, and that's how it just keeps going. It's like you just always trying to solve a problem. There's always a problem, cause and effect. There's always something arising, a problem arising, and then trying to rectify the issue afterwards. And I feel like it will change in a way, but there's always gonna